Hey, what is up, guys? Evan Aldo here. Going to give you an update on Bitcoin, Ethereum. Also going to talk about Bitcoin dominance a little bit, what I think is in store for us this month right now. A lot of things going on. FTX, some bad rumors about them. It does seem like if we're going to have a capitulation downward, as I've been saying for a while, it's probably going to be this month. And this is something we've been talking about for a few months now. Boring, taking time for some things to play out. But first things first, guys, if you're interested in trading on BITGET, here's one of my trades in right now. Just a small position from the weekend. There's a few other trades in as well. If you guys are interested in those, the link in the description below for the exclusive Discord, some of my exclusive TA, all that type of stuff. Really good community there. Link in the description below if you're interested. So that's one trade. Also, a free $100 USDT position down below as well. And the last thing I'm going to tell you guys to do is check out my Twitch right here. Live streams are now exclusively on Twitch. Going to be going live tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So check it out right here. Let's see if we get up the followers just a little bit here and get a good turnout tonight. We have a really good stream. We have a lot of fun on there. Other thing I want to talk about before we get into the TA is look at the monthly returns for Bitcoin, the historical monthly returns for Bitcoin. Now, November since 2018 has been a historically bad month kind of overall. Even in 2020, we did dump down around Thanksgiving. I know it still turned out to be a green month, but we did have that big drop down from, I believe, 20K to around 16K, if I'm not mistaken, or was it 16K to 12K? Something like that in November. I know it was a pretty significant drop down. I mean, that was like the last time to get into Bitcoin at a real cheap price back then before that bull market. But yeah, and if you look at bear market years as well, look at 2018. 1, 2, 3, only 3 green months in 2018. 2014, 1, 2, 3, 4 green months. Yeah, I mean, 1, 2, 3, you've already had 4 green months. It wouldn't surprise me if these two end up being red, you know what I mean? Or we get the drop down in November, then that is red, and then December maybe could be a little bit green. But even in 2015, I mean, you bottomed out. Yeah, you bottomed out in January. Then February was green. 2018, though, you bottomed out in December. This month still. So you could still bottom out in November, and then that month being red as well. And then you have more, kind of green months in, like 2019, the accumulation year, quite a few more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So about half our green months. So yeah, that's what we could look at there. Let's get into the analysis now. So there's a few things. There's a few things that are looking bearish here. I mean, the first thing I want to show you, just the most important thing, because I know probably some people don't watch the full video. Look, I mean, split RSIs plus a bearish div, plus you're pretty overheated in the money flow here. I mean, not real overheated, but you're pretty high up. I mean, for a bear market in money flow, you're overheated. Look at what happened with this one. I mean, you had the bearish div here, but the money flow canceled out a little bit here. You came up a little bit, and then you were okay. You got up to 25K, but after that, you dumped down around 27%. Now, let's say you come down. Let's remember that 27 number. You got a 400 weekly moving average right now. Let's say you come down 27% from that area. 27% wouldn't be too bad. That's 15K right there. Issue with that is there's not much. There's this area right here. That'd be a pump there. A point of support there that you could get a little pump off of, maybe a little scalp long off of. But other than that, there's not much. And then your next place is kind of 400 weekly moving average, which also not too much there. But these moving averages are big. I think the 400 weekly moving average is going to be big. Then after that, obviously, the place that everyone likes to talk about, 10, 12K, these areas right there are going to be big. I think most likely, I think that the most bullish circumstances, you kind of just stay sideways and consolidate for longer here. I don't think there's a decent amount of people, for I don't know what reason it is, but they think we're going right into a bull market. Like, no, we could have bottomed, but the odds we're going into a bull market and continuing this altcoin season after some altcoins have pumped up 500%. That's highly, highly unlikely, especially with the hawkish Fed, especially with the way the S&P 500 looks like. Guys, don't get it twisted. That's probably, odds are that ain't going to happen. But, what could happen for the more bullish circumstance, you kind of consolidate for this area, stay sideways a bit more. Similar to, if you go back to 2015 here where I circled this, just very sideways boring area. It could be potentially like that. And that would be good for Bitcoin because it's kind of, if the S&P 500 NASDAQ continue to crash and this just stays sideways, you're still outperforming them. With Bitcoin. You're still outperforming them with Bitcoin. So it's a good hedge against inflation there. So it's a good point. Would also, obviously, the 34%, this is going to be a big area, 400 weekly moving average for a potential bottom. in November. The general pattern too, the general pattern, and I call this kind of short and bear market theory, is the first bear market maybe not the first actual bear market. I don't really look before 2013, but this bear market, in 2014, it lasted a while, bottomed out in January. This bear market, a little bit shorter, bottomed out in December. Short in bear market theory, maybe this bear market bottoms out around here in November, a little bit earlier, about a month before the last one. That's one possibility here. So looking kind of at, the time frames, like I was saying, the 2-day right here, green dot, but, in bear markets, look at this one. He just came right back down. Here, you came up because you were in a bull market. I think you're still in a bear market, or at best in the accumulation phase. I think ultimately this could bring us down. I believe there could be, you do have the blue triangle on the 3-day as well, which look at that one. That one brought us down a lot. This one in the bull market, kept going forward. That was a bull market. You kept going forward. I mean, you were coming out of the accumulation phase into your bull market there. This one, it could be like this one. Could be like this percentage down. Like I was saying, 30%, that area could absolutely be like that. Now, what we want to look at is some of the lower time frames here. Money flow gradually, slowly coming out. Big bearish div confirmed. You're coming down quite a bit here. Do have a nice short in for this. We'll see what happens. Bearish div right there as well. And then bearish div money flow coming out in the 8-hour. 6-hour, this is all pretty bearish. Money flow into the red coming out. You could get deep. You could kind of get deep in the red here. Your next big place is going to be this pocket, low 20s, so about $500 down. And then after that, obviously probably 19, this area right here, 19 flat, high 18s, that to play around with. After that, you're running kind of into your 300 weekly moving average and your 786 fib at high 17s about. So that's what we're looking at. 4-hour for more of the short term. I mean, your VWAP is coming up a little bit there. You're not going to get a bullish div here unless you come farther down before it happens. So I don't think it means too much for the bullish case just yet. And it seems like you're just kind of losing this point right there. The big high here was kind of just the rejection kind of from the spiral line. Stayed up above it, tried to stay above it, and then just coming down right there. So that's bringing us down farther. And then some of these time frames, nothing looking bullish yet. 15-minute, okay, a little bit of bullish divs, money flow getting deep. 30-minute, but nothing too convincing just yet. I don't see us just coming up, and I think those things we're looking at the high and mid time frames are going to kind of overpower maybe some of these money flow crossovers. Could you come up like a little bit up to back to these areas, 20.9? Sure, but I ultimately think you should be headed down here. Now, Ethereum to look at. A lot of it is the same. You've already confirmed your bearish div on the daily here. Money flow kind of coming down. I mean, we've had money flow generally coming down since August here. So, yeah, and then, you came up higher in the green these two times before you dumped downward. Maybe this time is different. You're kind of at this point with the money flow. So you could absolutely come back into the red here. For Ethereum, I mean, your next big point is going to be down here. You could absolutely come down 16% here. There's not much to latch onto, you know what I mean? Next big point is going to be around 1,300 right there. And then your 2-day this is one. It's not a bearish dip, but it's overheated. I mean, look at that money flow. That's high money flow. I mean, even for a bull market, this was high money flow. That wasn't too far off of when you topped out here. I mean, you only had another 20% to go before you hit the top there. So obviously not a bad idea to get out of the market right there. So it does look like a curve down. This confirms in about a day. And if you look at some of these, it's the same as Bitcoin. Don't want to bore you too much. I mean, big bearish divs confirming. And then your 6-hour, same as Bitcoin. That's a pretty big bearish div right there. You are jumping a little bit off of this high volume node right there. You're playing around with the spiral line. It's kind of the test here. Could this... It's not even a bearish div, but could this green dot, could these things on some of these lower time frames, that not that bullish div, but that green dot in the 4-hour, like I said, could that bring us up above this area? It looks like even if you get up to kind of this point, you're probably going to reject from it. You know what I mean? It looks like could be a little bit of a dead cat bounce here. Maybe a lot of late shorts went in down there. get those shorts bored, maybe stop some of them out. If you come up above this area, come close to here, scare them away, then come back down. It is the possibility here. We'll see what happens. We got the midterm elections tomorrow, inflation report we're getting ready for. But ultimately, I mean, even if you look at the NASDAQ just real quick, I mean, rare bearish signs for this. Look at this second yellow X here. In the dot-com bubble, it took four. If I show you here, it took 4 yellow X's to hit the bottom in the dot-com bubble, right? So this would be halfway there. Obviously, it's probably not going to be as bad as that com bubble. Things are profitable now, but my estimate is kind of you're halfway through this. You need 2 more yellow X's. Probably your best case scenario is going to be, 1800, right around there, this big area. And then what seems most likely to me is kind of coming back to these areas right here. I don't know about this fib level at 6,500, but 73 seems like that kind of general area seems like the most likely for me for a 55% drop downwards. So obviously Bitcoin could be bottomed out before the NASDAQ. It could act more like gold and silver. I think if it does act like that, you're probably going to see more of, a sideways accumulation phase, kind of like 2015. Also, if you look at Bitcoin dominance right here, I want to show you, I mean, ultimately, I think Bitcoin dominance inevitably is going to, hold this level for a while, hold this general area. This is a huge level on the weekly. Now, either we come down a lot, we dump down a lot, and this comes up a lot, or we stay sideways and alts kind of start to continue to bleed against Bitcoin and this starts to rise. I kind of want Bitcoin dominance to rise because if it rises up to, kind of 46%, these points again in the next few months, say February, March, early next year, that would be a really good price, really good time to get into altcoins. And that could be, a big place to pick up some altcoins for potential 5Xs, 10Xs. I mean, smaller market caps, 100X, you name it for the next bull run. That's where you got to look. That's where you got to keep some liquidity for that area. But until that happens, I do not think it's the right time to get into alts unless you have a very long-term, I don't really consider ETH an altcoin anymore, but I mean other alts, a long-term DCA type thing, like an accumulation phase for the next, 6 to 12 months to kind of get in, like that kind of plan there. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, guys. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like. Please subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out my Discord, exclusive Discord. Check out the link for BITGET, the free $100 USDT position. Follow my Twitch, please. Check me out tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time there. Also, if you're new, check out my trading course, evanaldo.com, discount code BEARMARKET20, 20% off. Really good course. A lot of people have really liked it. I showcase some of my strategies, how to interpret markets, how for risk management, a lot of things that I wish I knew before I started trading. So check it out. All right, guys. Hope you have a good day. Goodbye.